button, share this content, let that friend, that neighbor know where to go when it's time. You tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond.
Ready? Running from it. Destiny arrives all the same.
Right. Cowboy Nation. Cowboys room, wide receiver. To stand up.
I am.
They got to at this point. Yeah. Right. This episode is brought to you by Frenkel. Frenkel personal injury lawyers. And also you can include Sleeper, your number one fantasy app. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. We got some updated news. Put a 1 in the chat if the audio is straight. No San Fran, right? Come on, baby. Appreciate everybody. The name is Law Nation. Without hesitations nor deviations to the matter, we talk Cowboys football and beyond, but we do have some updated news on the wide receiver chart. They bringing up Jalen. Not Brooks, though. Brooks still gone. I don't know where Brooks is at. Tolbert is already in the building. Now, they bringing in Jalen Cropper from the practice squad to be this guy that can help alleviate some things. Now, here's my thoughts on Jalen Cropper before we go any further. I want to be able to give you guys my real thoughts on Jalen Cropper being brought up. He's elusive. He gives you some good skill sets as it relates to his route running capability. You can put him inside the slot. I think he can give you some elements of deep drags. Your crossing patterns. Also, with that being said, he will be one of your other kickoff returns guys. So, by looking at Jalen Cropper's total body of work, he's a willing wide receiver. Here's my thoughts. It's just that in moments in preseason game, he didn't never perform up to the level that I've accustomed to see out there in Oxnard. Now, this is his, second season with us. The good thing about Jalen Cropper being into the mix here, if he get any looks or any touches, you can put him in the backfield, right? You know, Schottenheimer, who said he felt no regrets on putting CeeDee Lamb in the backfield. But to be real with you guys, this will be most of everyone first time seeing Jalen Cropper with the first team. Normally, he's with the third team. Normally, he elevated himself from the third team to the second team. So will he be the end-all, be-all? No. But he's a good short area quickness guy that can create space on his own. Hopefully he can come out into this game and perform. If not, you know, we shouldn't even be looking for Jalen Cropper. If not, you know, it should be this pecking order as far as the distribution of the ball. Pickens number 1. Unfortunately, you know, it's going to be Ferg. Ferg going to have to stand up now. Ferg number 2. He's my second option. And then it will be Cavonte Turpin, and I like what Cavonte do. And Jalen Tolbert, he's down the way there. And I like what Ryan Flanoy can do. I almost said Flamingo, but Flanoy, y'all know Mingo, Jonathan Mingo, he's still out. But what I'm going to say here is that Cowboy Nation, somebody got to stand up in this game, and primarily it should be who we have on the title card here. It should be George Pickens. This should be his game to stand tall or not at all. Come on with it, Cowboy Nation. Let me know who you guys feel that the Cowboys wide receiver, which one of these guys should be that one. And Brevin Span Ford, don't sleep on him. Don't sleep on him. I think that he can bring in a lot of elements. And like I said, what I want this game to be is a physical game. We should be running the ball anyway. Double chin, strap it up, get into 2 tight end sets or 13 personnel, and get this thing gritty and going the best way possible. That's how I look at it, you know. That's how I look at it, Cowboy Nation. How do you guys look at it? Appreciate y'all. Shout out to you, and Jay, appreciate you. Lisa, thank you for jumping in. Sean says, still love the Cowboys. Are you guys still on the outside? Are you guys still on the outside with this team? You know, and my thoughts with Trayshawn Holden, they holding him, man. Because to be real, Holden to me gave us more than Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Brooks. He gave me more than a Jalen Cropper. He gave me more than the other ancillary pieces as it relates to these wide receivers. But it is what it is. Cowboys have their finite reasons why they move guys here or there. And I think that what trumps Jalen Cropper over Trayshawn Holden are the simple fact that I think that Cropper can give you a little bit more on special teams, you know. I would try Holden more than Cropper. This is from Brandy. Yeah. And for those who've been out there in camp, you guys know I'm telling the truth, right? It's not like I'm trying to do any favoritism with these wide receivers, but the Cowboys have a finite reason why they do certain things, and their math is always different from our math, right? I mean, for years. Can I just be real with y'all? And I don't want to be Debbie Downer on all of this because I know some facts people don't want to hear. Sometimes we can see something, and whoever doing the scouts, the evaluations, they don't see it, right? Like the Cowboys have this finite thing of holding on to like below mid guys. And I'm not shooting any jabs at anyone, but for many of years, Anthony Brown was one of those guys, right? Every year we have one of those guys, like we just hold on, you know. And for a spell, we had Andre Booth, you know, they just held on to him like, dude, throw it out the way, just get done with it, move on, right? And the Cowboys, to me, they will hold on to something, and you'd be like, come on, like the Josh Ball and the Matt Wellescos of the world. They kind of held on to those guys a little too long, right? And that's just one of those things. I get we like our guys. I can't wait till we say we deal our guys, right? You're like, we deal them. If we can't see nothing out of them in 2.5 years, we trying to get rid of them before it's too late. I wish the Cowboys do that to that degree, but not to take the storyline that far down the way. But it's all eyes. It's all eyes. It's all eyes on this guy right here. Let me see if I can pull it up, because he's going to need more than a cigarette, right? He will need one of these, one that you do like this. Because this Dak Prescott with no CeeDee Lamb, no Tyler Booker, no Cooper Beebe, no Agent Zero, he's not going to have him anytime soon. Shout out to my guy Martin Talk Cowboys. And his defense is peaches. You know what I'm saying? But don't matter. Dak is in there. So if this is the situation, you guys know my formula for Dak Prescott. Anywhere between 24 and 27 attempts. This is where I want him to be at. And then the law of diminishing rates of return will key in on this team once we get over that number, right? I really want us to be getting behind our pads, keep them pad levels low, and run this ball. I think that give us a better chance. But when the wide receivers need to cook, they need to be able to cook. Oh, yeah, some people talking about, hey, we don't need to hold on to Elam too long. Now Elam, you got to give us something, man. This will be game 4 for him. I need to see, like, at least one play that I can look back on and say, hey, yeah, he was worth the off-season hype. You know what I'm saying? We need to see something, right? Brandy states Holden should have been elevated, not Cropper. I mean, it's what it is. It's what it is, Brandy. And that's just the way, the flow, and the style and caliber of where the Cowboys love to do things. But let's talk about, and shout out to my guy Smoke One For You. He sent me this a couple of days ago, but I'm making my way around because we were doing what? I look back, we've been doing 3-hour shows, sometimes 4 hours, you know. So sometimes it's hard to get to these pieces, but let's get to this one right here.
There's too many free releases. Those free releases, they give too much pressure on your safeties. They cannot line up deep enough. If you're going to play defensive back and you're going to play a wide open offense,
that's what she don't say.
This is one thing that Belichick taught us.
You got to hit somebody.
You have to reroute somebody.
And that is the great Everson Walls on Cowboys Crosstalk. He's spitting nothing but the truth. Any wide receiver that played this game or that will play this game, if they can get comfortable, oh my gosh, if they can get comfortable off of their releases, off of their jams, keep in mind, wide receivers are considered prima donnas, right? Even your great ones, even your better ones. They want to be finesse. They play that position so that they won't be down there inside 8-man boxes. They on the outside, they are your prima donnas. Some people call them divas, right? Wide receivers are meant to be that way, believe it or not. And even your toughest grit grinding type of wide receivers, if you give them free releases, it elevates their confidence because the way the NFL is built on the top of the routes, you can't even get aggressive like you used to, right? You normally being able to tear them up at the top of the routes, but now you got to, everything is geared to in favor to the wide receiver. I'm not making the rules, it's just how it goes, right? And if Matt Eberflus continue, por favor, all right? He continue, please. That's what the opposing teams are saying. Like, come on, play us deep. It allows to give you the impressions that we are soft, right? There are wide receivers that's playing modern day football now that wouldn't have been able to have careers in the 90s, wouldn't have careers in the 80s because of like the ability to go across the middle. And there's no toll taxes for going across the middle these days. Right? There's no tax. It used to be taxed to go across the middle. That used to be a boom, bap, bam. Did I F them up type of deal. You know what I'm saying? And if I said that right, shout out to K-Dot. But y'all get with what I'm saying. So I agree with my guy on that. These releases, if you're giving a free release, it gives more pressure on the safeties to do their job. And that's what Malik Hooker tape shows, right? Like, it's more pressure on him because now he got to cover everything. And people are fast enough with free releases to get even. And you already know when someone is even what they doing, y'all put it in the chat. Come on, I know my football people in the chat. If he's even, he's what? Come on with it. Yes, indeed. Parallel, boy, if he even, what he's doing. Come on with it. VIP in the building. Shout out to you, Coleman, Freddie Morales. Appreciate you. Sadiq Charles has arrived. Appreciate you. Brandy with another super chat. Thank you. She's one of the sponsors for the show today. Brandy Mahoney states, for the $4.99 for your mind, says, I would never say an op will beat us. Come on, I love it. But playing the game without CD makes me nervous. Let's get this win in, though. You're right. Yeah, so that's me. Call me Homer. Call me a super fan. Call me a guy with only tunnel visions of the win, right? But I ain't finna give the victory and the keys to the devil. No. Sure, nah. That's what y'all be doing. Yeah, man. The devil winning right now. Yeah. No way. Not finna come out of my mouth. Man, Lucifer is beating me down. No. We got a chance. And if the thief was on the cross and he still had a chance, I know we got a chance, babies. That's how I'm going. Recluse says if he's even, he's leaving. Ryan said the same thing. Larry, Ryan again. Yes, indeed. Dez in the building. Appreciate you. Steven Gibson, shout out to you, my guy. Yeah. If he's even, he's leaving. And that's all brought to you by free releases. Let me tell y'all something. It's 48 laws of power. 48 of them. Write this one down. Despise the free meal. Despise the free things, because they always have something attached to it. In this particular analogy, what's attached to it is another football. So don't give them nothing free. Come on, Matt Eberflus. Hey, when they lined up and you tell them what you need to do is, where we at?
Spartans, prepare for
Glory. You know, sure. Yeah. Yes, indeed. And that's what we need. I always, the movie 300, even though it didn't technically happen that way, historically speaking, it was a battle, but it didn't technically happen that way. So we're going to put this into a situation, whereas I'm going to say this. In that war, in that battleship, all he wanted, Xerxes, all he wanted was earth and water. Those were the two things that he wanted, earth and water. He said, I want the earth and water, meaning that I want the ground that you walk on and all of the flowing things that's nearby. And I want y'all to bow to me, right? There are a lot of people. There's a lot of people that's watching right now would have seen the army that the Persians brought, and they'll say, you know what? You can have the earth, you can have the water, you can have the women, you can ravish all of them, you can have them all, and the man, because I think Xerxes, he wanted the boys too. You know what I'm saying? But there were 300 guys that said, before you cross that line, we're going to fight to the death, And he said, hey, I'm just a messenger. You don't have to kill me. Yes, by your message of death will be received as an act of war, because that's how I want us to pop off, Cowboy Nation. Yeah.
Spartans!
What is your profession,
What is your
JB?
profession?
Seabass and VIP. Yeah. Hey, man, they said, good Lord, you want to fight us? You want to try to fight us? Our arrows will black out the sky, because that's how many people we got over here on our side, but we were still over here saying,
Spartans! What is your profession?
so we gonna die in glory, baby, but we gonna die for our cause. And I want us to all, if they had 300 laws over here, boy, the Cowboys would be still moving and grooving, boy, if we had 300 laws, baby. Shoot, can you imagine 3 more? If you just had 3 laws over here, baby, woo!
Spartans!
Say,
what is your profession?
come on, baby, the boy, shoot, not 3. Boy, I can only imagine 300 of me over here, boy.
We didn't do this with the Cowboys. We did not do this because we didn't play that much zone. When it comes to playing a zone, as you play cover 2, that linebacker, whether it's Carl Banks or if it's Pepper Johnson,
yes,
they're going to reroute that slot receiver
every time
and give me a shot as a safety so that I can have leverage on everything going side to side or deep. You just deviate, just a little deviation. Plays have timing. They have a beat to it. There's a rhythm to it. When you're a safety, you have got to get back deep enough to where you know that ball's going to be thrown within 4 seconds. Just give me 4 seconds. You don't have to play 6 seconds, hopefully. You don't have to play 7 seconds.
Man, dang. Shoot. These DBs been having to play 4 and 5 seconds out there. Anytime your quarterback drop back, pat the ball, look through his progressions, and then being able to connect with it, keep in mind, from a wide receiver or from an offensive perspective, you know where you're going to go with the ball. That's why they call it routes. We can only, on the defensive side, react to where you're going, right? And when you are keyed in good enough, you can really predict where that ball is going, right? Based off of an alignment, based off of steps. That's why I tell these coaches it would never work on a consistent basis of rotating your DBs in and out, because there's so many things tendencies wise that you have to pick up. Some releases from a wide receiver will be telltale signs of what they're gonna do. Yeah. Whether it's when they leaning in just a little bit, shoulders slightly over the hips, right? And they're in their stance and they look like this. Then they do that look again. Yeah, this brother finna get the ball. He did a double take, right? There's some when they know they're not getting the ball, they like F it, they just stand straight, right? And it releases just a little bit more lazy. Come on, man. So what we got to do is, we've been letting these guys in the last 2 weeks, one can argue in the last 3 weeks, all 3 games, we've been letting them jokers get off of that line. Chest out, looking pretty, sure. It make me want to get out there and be a wide receiver, man. I know I can run a dig or a hitch or a comeback and not worry about getting hit, a slant, because these guys let you get off of the LOS real freely. No, get down inside. Man, if you going to toast us today, man, you're going to have to blow me away off of this LOS. Pause if necessary. But it's going to have to be a strong fight so that now, if you win through me, if you come through me, right, there's this secondary of the secondary, the guy on top of the roof. And if all I need to do is rock you off your marker just a little bit, and lo and behold, we getting things going. Ain't this right, VIP? Yeah, he said, Lord got me fired up. That's what I need to do out here today. So no more free releases, because our bait game is not gaming, right? You want to bait some people in there. And there's only been a few DBs on a consistent basis. Prime is one of them. He can jam you. And Prime, low-key, was a damn good jam at the press. People fail to realize that. That boy can jam. He can shoot his hands inside real good. And then even when you win, his trail technique was such a great thing that his recovery speed, bam, all the time. Reeves was the most complete DB I've seen. Him, Ty Law, them boys were just good with it. Talib, I mean, he was over-aggressive. He didn't have recovery speed, but he knew how to leverage himself with his range and his length. Richard Sherman, oh, my God. This is what he had in his mind. Richard Sherman was very smart out there. He knew the route better than the damn wide receivers at times. Outside of that game when Dez played him, he thought he can get that to this point, but Dez was just too strong. So DBs, I want y'all to get a feel. I want you guys to get close. Champ Bailey was just all world, man. I was so glad that when Washington got rid of him, I said, yeah, because he went to Denver, right? Champ, shout out to Champ. The guy that I really wanted was Charles Woodson. I really want the Cowboys to get him. But the Cowboys, in their phase, we like our guys, and then he had the DUI, and I was like, hey, that's the prime time, and they're like, nah, and then he went to Green Bay Packers. Darrell Green, yeah. That's during my era right there, Darrell Green and them. He just electric in all facets of the game. Let's listen to more. It's almost over with on this one.
Your safety, you have got to get back deep enough to where that ball's going to be thrown within 4 seconds. Mm-hmm. Just give me 4 seconds. You don't have to play 6 seconds, hopefully. You don't have to play 7 seconds. You just have to be deep enough for a 4-second play. And right now, we are making these 3-second plays because the receivers are releasing and the safeties are like, oh, and I know what they're saying. I can't say it on the radio, but they're like, oh, damn, I'm beat. Yeah. Because I lost my leverage because this guy came down on me untouched.
Pause. All right, so leverage play. As a DB, if you're playing boundary technique, and what you're trying to do is, you got an extra person on the sideline. That extra said person is the sideline, which is forever. You got that in your back pocket all the time. And if you plan to cover 2 shells, you're the guy above, he got his quarters of the field. You know where you got to redirect to get him at. I don't mind us playing cover 2 if we're going to simplify it. But what I can say is that at some point, if we're going to have DBs playing 10 to 15 yards, it looks like on tape 30 yards down the field, at some point, somebody need to tap the shoulder of the coach, defensive-wise, and say, hey, at least give the quarterback a different point of view. Get them up there to press to bail out before the release or something. Because if you are given that much cushion, don't you know that quarterback in his mind, he's saying, I can eliminate the safety in the cornerback because our wide receiver know where to go with the ball. And that's all we needed to do, even in some of these, like some of those throws. I get it. We're not getting pressure. Pressure up front helps any DB. Because if they know that ball got to get out in 2 seconds, juxtaposed to 4 seconds, then by this time, I need to be closer to that wide receiver. We don't have that luxury right now. We are stopping the run. So for Jordan Love, he is a guy that here's the thing. And it's crazy. And I'm not beating up Jalen Hurts, Russell Wilson, nor Caleb Williams. But Love is about to be our best quarterback that we're going to face. But here's the problem with Love. He only throws it when it's open. When he tries to squeeze a ball in there, oh my goodness, he hesitant. He pats the ball, that little patting of the ball. I'm not saying to give him complete free situation, whereas because we not getting pressure with 4, but throw a little wrinkle in the game. If you can get him off of his first read, he can run, but he necessarily don't tend to run. He's still looking for the open guy, and he got big trust in his arm. So all you have to do is just make sure you occasionally send that safety. Send it on a cornerback blitz. Roll that pressure to the other side. You got to give him different looks. But if you just give him a flat quarters, cover 6, a cloud, if you give him to a degree single high, he will take the 3-step drop and throw it and just put the YOLO up there for the one-on-ones to the outside. He can do those things. So what we have to do is play wise football. We have to.
We're going to get smoked. And then this defense going against Jordan Love and this offense that's going to hunt big plays in chunks, and they can't rush the passer. They've blown coverages. The best case scenario for the Cowboys is keeping this thing under 3 touchdowns. They get boat race.
Boat race.
Cowboys are going to get whooped. This offense without CeeDee Lamb and with 2 offensive linemen out going against this defensive line.
All right, so this offensive line, I get that. Wide receivers, I understand that. CeeDee Lamb was that elixir. But the difference is between not having Lamb this year, juxtaposed last year, we got at least George Pickens. He's a taller target for Dak Prescott. He's not as elusive as Lamb, but you still have to warrant the respect for him. This could be his coming out game. If everything is fluid, I'm looking at anywhere between 7 to 8 catches from George Pickens. I'm looking for north of 100 yards from him. My other guy to alleviate this, because the Packers do love to play cover 2 quarters as well. It's a vision-based defense. They like to attack and rush with their 4. They do have the 3rd-ranked defense in the National Football League. Middle field going to be open. We need to strike hot. When the grease is hot, what you do to the fish, you drop it. So Dak, if it's a situation that we are running the ball and they have a loaded box because they want to stop the run, then it's time for us not to really do these type of things. And I'm telling y'all right now, it's time for us not to sleep on these type of things. You know what I mean? If you get what I'm going, you already know.
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports app. It pays to know sports. Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using code LAW. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.
No doubt. Please download now. And when you download, use promo code LAW, and they will get up to $100, match up to $100 100% of the time. And that is a winning deal for you, Cowboy Nation. So when you start to think of those type of parameters of this team, the Cowboys heading into this must figure that out. Utilize and use your weapons as relates to that. I think that we can press that issue there. We can utilize the space without Lamb, with Pickens. Jalen Cropper, if he gets into this game, he had a few cases of bad drops in preseason. Nevertheless, when I got a chance to see him operate with Team 1, and it was practice, not a game, without pads and all of this stuff, he showed us something. That's why he's still hanging around. Me personally, I would love to see Trayshawn Holden. I don't know. Maybe it's the mindset. Maybe he don't know if that's the case in the scenario. Maybe that is what's going on. Hey, if you guys know what's going on, please tell me. Let me know what's the deal is and what's going on with Trayshawn Holden. Maybe it's some news that I didn't get a chance to pick up. On top of that, before we go a little bit further into this content, I just want to let y'all know that we're presented and backed by also Game Day, where you can what's all this? Hold on. Let's boy, Pickens. He picked this all. Pickens, what you doing right here? Hold on. We got to do this one over. How Pickens get right there? And let me delete these right here. Hold on. Y'all bear with me. I didn't know Pickens was getting in there. But we are back by Game Day today. I don't know how Pickens got his butt up in there. But give me 1 second. We're going to redo this one. Yeah, that was a terrible segue right there. We got to build a plane lest we fly, Cowboy. Now, y'all saw how Pickens just jumped up in there? Well, Pickens was knowing what was going to happen. But let's do this. Let's rewind for your mind. Hey, if you guys like what you guys said today, be sure to check out our partners, Game Time. On Game Day, you can still find your tickets in which can be available for you anywhere, anyhow, not just for Cowboy tickets, but for all tickets and events. They are sponsoring this show today, and I'm seeing a very little hot seat right now in the nosebleed for $61. If you want to go to the game, you can still do that by visiting Game Time, using the app, or finding out a way to go to your desktop and go to gametime.com/NFL, and you can just take a look at Packers at Cowboys and get your tickets today, for $62, man. Yes, indeed. That means that this weekend, and be sure to check out our partners, and there's no promo code that's needed and used for that Game Time, but if necessary, be sure to check it out and just always use LAW. Just always. Just make it a habit. No matter where you at, whatever you purchase, put LAW in there and something will happen. Yeah. My guy said he'll be at section 219 tomorrow. Happy X Gamer. Shout out to you. Is this your first game for this season? Now, we undefeated now. Did you go to the first game? Because we undefeated at the house. So whatever we did the last time, man, do it again. Law Coach Marv will be the game there tomorrow. Are you going? No, I'm going to be right here. I'm right here. So I don't really do the games. I'm right here doing the games right here. Law, I think we should run at Parsons, laughing out loud. I think we should. But here's the thing. They move Parsons around everywhere. They move Parsons here, they move Parsons there, and then they move Parsons, So we're going to have to be sure and be mindful of those type of things. And we're going to have to get it out of the mud the best way possible. Let's see a strong game from Pickens. Yes. Heck yeah. We need a strong game from him. Not just that. We absolutely need a strong game from him. Also, I just want to let y'all know that we will be at an event tonight. It's going to be at the Tower Club of Dallas. Be sure to check it out. If you are in the DFW area, a black tie fighting event, we're going to have a great day out there. There'll be a sanctioned fight. So that's where I'm going to be at tonight. I'll be one of the hosts there with the most, and we'll be at the boxing on the 1s and 2s. So be sure, if you are in the area and you are looking to hang out with Law and what we're doing a little later on, doors open up at 6. VIP, I believe, give access at 5:30. And come on out, fight night. Let's get it. It's all about being in the ring. Here's one thing I can tell you about boxing. Everybody think they can do it until they get in the ring, because everybody think they can fight until they get into the ring. But there's rules to this thing. Come on with it. Before we do the next segment, Cowboy Nation, by me going here, I want to know your score prediction. Put that down. And also put down what you think will be the breakout player of the game. And I'm going to do this right after this break.
Brunt workwear. Let's not work in pain, but let's work in comfort. And I'm talking about quality comfort. Brunt workwear brings you that element of comfort, stability, and also durability. With Brunt, your number one workwear out there in the field, built to last, built to survive, and also leaves you with style and grace. So visit bruntworkwear.com and use promo code LAW and pick up you a pair.
No doubt, pick up you a pair, the best boots in the business, also workwear, and with the comfort, I'm telling you. Man, when you try these on, you can walk a mile in mud and you won't even feel it. I promise you that. And then on top of that, if you're out there working, you want to look, smooth with your swag and everything. But why not go get the best in the business? And that's Brunt workwear. And then when you do all of that, be sure to use promo code LAW. And, I got a boot for all of Green Bay Packer fans. I even got a scuff mark right here. A scuff mark right here. I said skid mark. That's from me putting that boot up in some what. So be sure to check it out. And this is the Cowboys navy blue, or my navy blue. Not necessarily Cowboys navy blue. And it looks black on the screen, but hey, these things are fresh and they're very durable. Don't leave no bent marks in there. So be sure to check out our partners, Brunt. They even send me a hat to match. So, shoot, I'm styling the profiling, baby. Hey, shoot, look at this hat, boy. I need to do an episode just like this with one of those hats on. Yes, indeed, Cowboy Nation. All right, so score prediction. I already told y'all 30-28 is going to be a cardiac Cowboys type of game. I got the Cowboys winning in this game. But the keys to this game, I had to modify my request. Well, what do you mean? I have to modify. Hear me out. I have to modify my request. Why you got to modify? Well, I didn't know that if we can run the ball, stop the run, control the clock, and damn it, we can still lose by large margins. So my modifications to this would be, can we run the ball, right? Which I know we should be able to do. Man, and more I look at tape, the more and more I'll be like 33. Yeah, I like the way he aggressively running. The only person that held him back was the coaching callings of the game, right? The coach was the only person that can slow down 33. So I like 33. He's building on me, right? So So we can run the ball. We can stop the run, by the way, because teams are sitting there saying, why run? We can throw for 30 for free, So, shoot, 30 for 30 on this thing. So, but can we continue to stop the run would be my other thing. And number 3 would be TOP. I still want to control the clock. But the fourth additive or the fourth part that I'm adding to this equation, ladies and gentlemen, listen properly. Win the turnover battle. That's the part that I messed up on. You got to have sustainable drive that ends in points, not turnovers. We can't have drive killers. I think that collectively, overall, we are a more disciplined team than what we were the previous year, the previous year before that. But we need to execute a whole lot better on our drives, whether it's offense or defensively. I think that our third down defense is one of the worst in the league, and we got to rectify that. And how that come through is that you got to know that sometimes when you know your back is against the wall and you know that you really don't have a strong chance at it, you go on beyond.
Cerebral Assassin $5.
Cerebral.
Hey Law, I hope Diggs don't be out there giving away free open catches for the other team. Just putting this on the table. Helping Parson, his buddy.
Yeah, here's my thoughts with Trayvon Diggs. We still should be saying, man, I wonder what this team look like with Diggs. He's not ready. He can say, yeah, I'm ready. And I get the conspiracy theory, whereas he was butthurt about Parsons leaving because these boys wasn't like this. They was like this. They were close. They literally close, man. They go on 2-man. Oops, I said it out loud. Now they don't go in 2-mans. But y'all give it what I'm saying. These guys wasn't like this. They was like this. And I truly believe in the hearts of hearts that kind of rubbed him the wrong way, right? Remember that presser, I think it was like the second day of camp or the first day of camp, and it was Diggs and it was Parsons, right? And then you remember, I believe, to unify the situation, I think even Diggs changed his profile picture to Parsons. So these guys are close, man, So, yeah, it affected his game. Yeah, I don't know what Jordan looked like without Pippen. And Pippen looked like without Jordan, I guess, Well, I do know what Jordan looked like without Pippen because he wasn't doing anything. But, yeah, I'll get what I'm saying. I'm not saying that, 7 and 11 was Jordan and Pippen, but it's just for what it is. Sometimes the chemistry is needed, right? Not saying that these guys are Shaq and Kobe either. Boy, these been some rocky years due to health, though. Have you ever noticed that, ladies and gentlemen? Like, health being a number one deal for us because once we never really had the perfect situation, even when we thought we were getting the firepower with Diggs and Gilmore and Bland. I think we only was blessed with, 1 game with that or 2 games with that? And then that dried up. Yeah. Like old grits that have been left out on the stove. It dried up real quickly. And then, of course, last season, Diggs was hurt. So it's been a battleship, man, with these DBs not being healthy, collectively speaking, by the way. It's just been crazy I know injuries happens across the board, but by our team operating the way we operate, injuries cut 3 to 4 times worse here in Dallas. I mean, we have zero zilch sense of urgencies, right? And that's just how it goes. Like most teams, most successful teams, when their starters go down or their starters hurt for a long stretch, they picking up the phone. They sitting there saying, hey, I can't have a losing season if we are considered contenders. And that's what Troy Aikman was trying to lament earlier this week. Yeah, you got to state that someone's always hurt. It's crazy how we are always hit with that damn injury bug, man. That's why you begin to say, these cursed boys, boy, we get something moving and grooving, and then all of a sudden it's this or that.
NFL, nobody cares about your injuries. You're expected to play good. Because of that, we expect the players in the room, when they get their opportunity to play well. That's something that I've always believed in, is you got to coach the entire room, because at some point, all of them are playing. I mean, that's just life in the NFL. Nobody cares about your injuries.
Unless you're the Cowboys. No one cares. I mean, they give grace and mercy to everyone. I mean, if you just spend the block on on the Cincinnati, and I know we're not. I mean, that's just. I know we're not scooping low to say, okay, well, we want to be like Cincinnati. Nah, but what I'm getting at is that even when you say injuries are a part of the game, not for us, because the expectation never goes away. We're the only team that expectations are never shaken from the 3-ladder to 4-ladder network. Law, do you have any truths to it? I'm going to say this again like I'm a broken record. 5-11, 5-11, 5-11. 3 consecutive years. Dave Campo, boy, he was consistent. Defense, in one of those stretches, we had the number 1 defense. We are victims of not having 2 things good at once, right? Either it's going to be the defense just rocking, saying, yeah, man, we got good defense. Or the offense is trash. Or the offense is rocking, yeah, but the defense is very sus, you know. Boy, why we can't have 2 good things at the same time? Come on, man. Oh, my gosh. And that could be how the infrastructure of the structure of the team is built, you know. That's just how it goes, you know.
CD. But injuries are part of the game. Next man up, you move up. The one thing it's never can be and never will be is an excuse. We're good enough to beat the Packers without CD and Book and the guys that we could be missing. But the only way you do that is if you play well and you execute. If you don't, you put yourself in a tough spot. It's hard to.
Whoa. So he let the word out, executions, right? And I'm going to say this. Talk is cheap. Everyone have a reason, but results are what matter. And Shadi, you talking right now. And we need to see. So this is on the front end.
Hey, that's funny.
This is on the front end. I don't want to hear none of that on the back end then. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear none of that on the back end. On the front end, you sounded cool over there. And that's just for what it is. Yeah.
I think I know Micah pretty well. They move him around a lot, which is great. I'm not going to give away our game plan for Micah, but, you know, we'll pay a lot of attention to Micah, but they've got other really good players as well. Micah can be dominant. We're going to hit him. We're going to put multiple people on him. It's going to be a long day for us and the guys trying to block him. I think I know Micah pretty well. They move.
Yeah. Hear me out, Cowboy Nation. Make it about him. Don't let him beat you. You beat him. Centrifugal force is a real thing, right? Momentum is a real thing. Momentum. Inertia. A body in motion stays in motion. Centrifugal force. Speed to power. All of those science, you know, the Sir Isaac Newton, or the law of theory, or law of attractions, it's a law of everything. And the law of the reality is, make it about him then. That's what they did to us. That's what they did to us. Yeah. Law, do you have any truths? We hold the truth to be self-evident that all men, oh my bad, wrong episode. Come up with a god doggone game plan is what I'm coming up with for you guys to hear. Because when we played in the playoff game, postseason game, big, major games, teams were like, hey, ISO number 11. Make sure you take him up out of it. Double team number 11. Let him run free, but we're going to go play to the other side, the play side, if he's on the weak side. Run it at him. Come up with a strategy, a system, a scheme, a plan of action for once. Come up with something, because that's what teams been doing to us, baby, for the last 4 years. When number 11 was on our side, right? They'll figure out a way. Come up with something. Brandy says, law is blue playing. I would say this. And I want the world to know that about 20 to 30 minutes before kickoff, who's going to be active and not, right? And if we are really serious about adding new wrinkles in, then they'll throw a blue out there. Yeah. Fumbles are a part of the game. Our starting tailback fumble the ball. A backup running back or number 2 back fumble the ball. So all of this worrying about a rookie fumbling the ball, damn it, the first 2 guys did it, so what's new, right? Put the rookie out there. Let him learn. Let him get hit. Showcase some of that speed we've been talking about. Speed kills. Or speed unalive, that's a better way to say it. Please don't put a yellow on that, YouTube and Facebook. But speed unalives. We need more and more speed, more and more things to make it difficult for the opposing team. Yeah, we can't rest on our, oh, man, we got the number 6 offense in the National Football League. We didn't play like the number 6 offense last week with all of them fumbles. So get it out there. Yeah, VIPs is running back by committee. But these offensive linemen, they need to know which back is going to be out there, and hopefully in practice, because offensive linemen, they tend to block different for different backs because of the way and the style and kind of caliber of way backs run. So make sure you get that right, baby. All right? Y'all get with what I'm going? Come up with the plan.
I was shocked, man. Probably the most shocked I've ever been in my life. Of course, I heard the rumors that Packers was going to trade for Micah and all that kind of stuff, but I never thought it was going to be me that was going to be traded. It is what it is. I was shocked, man. Probably the most shocked.
So, to prove that we've been making content out of nothing, if this game was in Green Bay, do y'all think that they will make a tribute to Kenny Clark? The answer to that is no. Not to compare Kenny to Michael. But we wasted about, collectively, 5 to maybe 6 hours debating that topic line of our life that we can never get back, you know. So I'm telling you, man, the Cowboys need to focus on the main thing, and that is destroying the opposition completely. I like what Dak Prescott had to say about this, but let's see what he had to say about this topic on this particular matter.
Micah called you a mentor. He also said it's going to be painful sacking you. I don't know if he meant for him or for you.
I hope it's not for me. And just getting to go out there and compete with a guy that's a good friend that you've competed with in numbers of ways outside of this building. Just excited to go and have that matchup. But he's got 5 guys up front plus tight ends and running backs that he's got to get through. Then we'll worry about if he can get to me.
Yeah, so max protection, at least for the first half. Wear the Green Bay Packers down. Wear them down. They're faster than you. They got more weapons than you on defense. We down 2 offensive linemen. We down a premium wide receiver that got hurt on a running play, right? At running back, believe it or not. I can't make this stuff up. And this is an emotional game. I don't like the Cowboys in emotional games. It reminded me of the Centennial game when we played against Detroit. It reminded us when Mike McCarthy was on this nice run and he tried to contribute to Lombardi. Not Bosch, but the other Lombardi, you know. Shout out to my guy Vach. By putting the trench coat on, shaving off all of that beard, looking like a Care Bear, and try to put the hat on and everything. And boy, we got whooped. I don't like us in these emotional games. Chicago, to a degree, was an emotional game for Eberflus. Why? Because they brought it up. Hey, yes, indeed. And I don't know what we're going to look like when it's time for us to play the Jets or any other team that former players or former coaches coached on. But we're not topping off really good against these welcome back to home type of games, So all I can say is we are an emotional team. I've seen Schottenheimer cry. We done seen Jerry rub the wetness out of his eyes, the ones that he probably put in there, shaking his head. We all seen these looks from the Cowboys, and no other owner. We all seen Jerry. Look, you can go pan through the other 31 other teams outside of the coach lady walking around with that damn clipboard on. She gonna fool around and catch a ball one day, you know what I'm saying, across the face. But she be having the headset on and like, oh, look good. She's on the sideline, all this stuff. Only her, Jerry Jones. Every now and then you see Arthur, what's his name, Arthur Blanks, or how you say that guy's name in Atlanta. But them the only owners we know. They be getting emotional, don't it? Emotions make you cry sometimes. Shoot, we the emotional boys, man. I'm tired of that. Man up, toughen up. I seen one time Jerry wanted to slam. He wanted to slam his head down. He was like, it ain't nobody's fault but mine, but I want to. Oh, my gosh, man. This is how it goes. Unfortunately, it don't be smelling right. Let's talk about control. And first and foremost, I'm talking about control body odor, and that's anywhere. And all you have to do is shop.mando and get $5 off of your starter pack, and that's over 40% with promo code LAW, shopmando.com. Let's go. I use this body wash odor control, full body control with Mando. They have the product here, and they also have deodorant that you apply under the arm for 72 hours of odor control. You want to be in control. And speaking of control, they also have the product that you can apply all over the body, the invisible cream, and it also fights for 72 hours. Look, it's all about being in control. And with Mando, man, they control body odor anywhere. All you have to do is shop.mando, get $5 off your starter pack. That's over 40% with promo code LAW, shopmando.com. Let's go, and let's stay in control of your odor. So stay in control, not just your odor, but as well as your emotions in this game. And Mando can, at least when you apply that on, it lasts up to 72 hours of full control. That's the type of control we need in this game. No flowers. I don't want no handouts. I don't want no gifts. I just want to be able to get out there and play a full, complete 60 minutes of real football. No emotions. Take that out. Beat Green Bay. I don't give a dog if it's been 6 in the last 6 meetings or something like that my guy Jesse Holly brought up. Beat Green Bay, y'all. Beat Green Bay. I'm going to keep saying it. Beat Green Bay. Beat Green Bay. Beat Green Bay. Beat Green Bay. I don't even want to see a Cowboy player with anything with a green or a yellow on. This week, we want to be able to destroy them. Let's be focused. Let's lock in. Like I'm finna call the fight tonight. They say that prize fighter, even on his way down, he continued to swing. Because all he knows is it takes one punch, a puncher's chance. And that's all they giving us. They got the reach over us. They got the size over us. They coming off of a loss. So they want to come into here and they want to prove that they belong. That they can't get too far behind. So beat Green Bay. It's time out for any. We still learning this type of thing. Football been around here for over 70 years, I believe. I think football been around, I know in Cowboys land, since 1960. Let's find a way to win. Stop finding ways to lose. The way you find ways to lose is when you step outside of the parameters of what football is meant to be. In between those numbers, you get behind that pad. You let them know that this is my house. I built this, brick by brick. I built this house.
Nobody believes in you. What are you prepared to do about it? Don't let no one come into your house. Take your meal. Do what you need to do today.
I'm not nervous. I'm just telling you.
In the words of Playmaker, he got the picture.
Let me crack your cranium and fertilize your brain.
Say it again, Playmaker.
Nobody believes in you. What are you prepared to do about it? Don't let no one come into your house. Take your meal. Do what you need to do today.
I'm not nervous.
He says no one should come into your house and take your meal. To take your family. To take your possessions. To take your pride. Nobody. And if they do decide to come in to the house we built, lo and behold, let them know that we fought for every inch. We fought for every second. We fought for every minute. We fought for every hour. That damn it, you gonna come in, but you gonna limp out. This is the fiery furnace that they've been talking about. This should be nothing but heat in the chat. This should be the mindset that there's going to be consequences and repercussions. You see so many people say, yeah, the Creator is a forgiving God. But even though He forgive you, you still got to meet those consequences and repercussions. So yeah, them Packers, man, they got the third-ranked defense. Yeah, they blew us up out of the frame in that postseason game. They scoffed, they laughed at us. They berated our cheerleaders, had the pretty girls crying, saying it's not fair to them. But we don't forget nothing. Most people say, hey, forget about this and that, but remember 9/11. Forget about this and that, but remember 4th of July. I'm remembering everything. I remember how they shackled us down. I remember how they abused us. I remember how they tried to walk all over us and stepped all over us, and they chopped us down. So, no.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight.
This is where we fight. And if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything taut in your cheek, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat forward, fret forward a plan to lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, just simply, go after the things you want with all of your capacity, strength, sagacity, with faith, hope, confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither cold or the poverty or the famish or fame or the sickness of body or brain can turn you away from the things you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty, you will get it. Cowboy Nation, that's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's get it. The boys. Tell them run it up, baby. Yeah. Roll credits.
I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip this, wet. Tell them run it up, no sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch, tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip this, wet. Tell them run it up, no sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch, tell them run it up. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number 1 up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, sending